Okay, so the question is, what can a Pisces do to be more confident and not be depressed? So I would say immediately to first look at the second house. But I'm not even talking about the second house relative to the natal chart. Not yet, anyway, because this is a video in general for Pisces in general, right? So, in order for all Pisces on a collective to tap into this, I'd have to say, let's look at the solar dial so we can understand how Pisces may have these, I would call them irritable conflicts with themselves. So, the second house, the reason why I say let's go there, right, is because the second house is like this. It's where you become hands on. It's where things become tangible. This is for everyone, right? Now, Pisces is the most spiritual sign, the least physical. So, of course, certain placements would say otherwise. But in general, right, this is the most spiritual sign, the least here, should I say, right? I've spoken about this plenty of times. You already know my view on this. So, but everyone has a second house. So a Pisces has to have a second house. So a Pisces will go a lot of the time basing what their materialistic attitude is based upon what they hear. Okay, so if let me see if I can think of an example. Like okay, let's say a Pisces will hear it's better to save money than to spend money. And like they'll not only like hear this, they'll investigate it, they'll research it and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, okay. So then they'll believe, okay, well my materialistic attitude is to save more than I spend now, right? So then if they only go on that by belief, then they feel incomplete because it's just something that they heard. It's just something that, but they're not applying it. You understand what I'm saying? So they still don't have a materialistic attitude. So when they start applying this, however, this is when they get to understand, is it that way or is it not? So if they save more money than they spend and they're still not happy, then they can become irritated by that. You understand what I'm saying? And the practice of this makes what they heard questionable, and it makes them question their own sanity. It makes them question, well, am I delusional? Am I, deceptive or being deceived? Right? So these questions come into play. Now, this is what I found though, right? The reason why these things are not immediate for Pisces is because Pisces people have to understand that you take more time to develop in this incarnation on earth than the other signs do. And it's more along the lines of because you're so wise, you're older than all of the other signs. So it makes sense for you to be more gradual in your approach into believing anything. It makes more sense to be that way even more because you're a mutable sign, right? So only thing constant is change. So you should be like that because you are mutable. You are change. You are interchangeable at any given time, any given moment. That is one of your best qualities, Pisces. So again, the irritable conflict comes when things don't go their way in the second house because it's tangible. It's supposed to be something you can touch. And then Pisces is like, what's going on? And the thing is, this is what I found. Pisces are supposed to learn thoroughly. All right. Supposed to learn thoroughly. So things that you learn, Pisces, you will learn many things many times over. Many times over. So you can compare and contrast to this to other people, even though you probably don't have to and you probably shouldn't. But for you to understand, if you compare and contrast this to a person who learns something very quickly, hands-on, and they do it, they get a rush from doing it because it's successful, and then they keep doing it and they keep doing it again, and then suddenly they crash into a wall, right? You compare that into a way a Pisces learns. A Pisces learns one time, they learn what they need to learn from it, but they don't make it law just yet. So let me give you a clear example of what I mean by that. And this is because in the solar dial, Taurus is inside of the third house for Pisces. So Pisces must learn thoroughly. So let me give you an example, right? My education, for example. I took an absent leave not too long ago, right? Just to get some things together. And then when taking this absent leave, I was ready to just drop out, period. And just go and do my work, do my thing. I'm going to tell you why though. Excuse me. When I took the absent leave, I got a dose of what it felt like to be completely free to do what I wanted to do, business wise and everything, personal life, everything. And once I got that taste, once I got that dose, I was like, man, I'm off to the races. Like, I've been in school for so long, like it's time to go get it. You know what I'm saying? So for example, my income like shot up in days. Like, I haven't ever seen it before like that. You understand what I'm talking about? So I'm ready to just stop. Then I thought about it. Some other things happened that guided me, should I say, into saying, yo, look, go back to school, man. Ride this thing out. Ride this thing out. So, boom, I go back to school. Now, let me tell you this. The thing that I learned immediately once returning to school is so amazing, is so powerful, is so necessary that I would have played myself had I not went back to school. I'm telling you, this information that I just got is just, I'm telling you, what I'm going to do with this information is incredible. Now, I didn't get this information in my associate's degree. I didn't get this information in my bachelor's degree. I didn't even get it in my master's degree. It's for a reason. And this is what I mean. Pisces have to learn thoroughly. I get it now while going for my PhD because now's the time. I'm supposed to learn thoroughly. So yeah, I've touched on many things on different topics in this sector that I'm talking about of what I just learned. However, it wasn't this piece. This is the piece right here. You get what I'm saying? So very happy about that, very confident in knowing this. Right now, a Pisces can get very irritable if they have an intuitive spark that says, I know I need to know something else, or I know there's something out there to be discovered, right? 12 house rules over discovery, information, secret information that's not discovered yet, right? So a Pisces is always going to be on that edge to be like, what's out? There's something out there. I'm going to get it too. I'm going to find it too. I'm going to get it. And if they feel like they're not on that path to obtain that, they get moody. They get irritable. So you're the significant other, you're the spouse, and you're wondering why your Pisces is depressed. It's going to come from partially from that. And whether they communicate that with you is a different story. From my experience, they're not going to directly communicate with that with you. They're going to keep it to themselves, and it's going to come out in the form of being irritable, of being moody. You're going to see that they're depressed and everything, but they're trying to protect your feelings at the same time, sort of. So they're kind of like keeping it from you. Okay. So that brings me to this. Isolation periodically is necessary for a Pisces. So for some Pisces, now look, some people, this can, especially if you're the spouse, this can get on your nerves. This can make a relationship seem like shit, right? Because you might want to do this, you might want to do this, X, Y, Z, da 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 da. And this guy is just like, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this first, or whatever the case may be. And you just may not know how to interact with that type of behavior, or it may get exhausting after a while, and you might just be like, well, this isn't fun anymore. I feel like I gotta drag him out to do whatever the case may be. And it's just like that Pisces is on a mission that is so purposeful that, and I said this before, a lot of the times a relationship, a woman is just in the way, or a man is just in the way. Like, if you are in the way of what it is that this Pisces needs to do, you got to get out of the way. You got to find a way to get out of the way. And you'll see how he'll make it about you when it's time to make it about you. See, some Pisces, they're in relationships because the significant other put them in a relationship. You understand what I'm talking about? So it's not even, and sometimes Pisces can do that by being nice, by being just like, oh, okay, yeah, oh, you like me? Oh, you like me like that? Oh, okay. But next thing you know, they're in a relationship and it's getting irritable to them because they ain't really sign up for it, but they just let it go because they're so boundaryless, right? So it's just like, now they wake up and they like being addressed and talked to and spoken to every day. And it's just like, how the fuck did I get myself into this? And again, they want to spare your feelings, so they may not, I don't know. Some Pisces are different. They'll come right out and tell you, like, listen, bitch, chill the fuck out. You know what I mean? But that brings me to this next thing. The second house, back to the second house. This is an awkward position for Pisces who haven't learned thoroughly, who haven't exercised the third house thoroughly so that they learn this, right? And this is this. it's a unique, let me not even say awkward, it's a unique position to have Aries in the second house in the solar dial. So what I mean is you are going to you're going to need an outlet, to simplify. Pisces is going to need an outlet. And when I mean an outlet, I mean a verbal one. Because the things that you think, Pisces, and for cross watchers who are watching for Pisces, the things that they think about, they're going to have to speak that out. They're going to have to say it. They're going to have to say it. Because Aries rules over the head, and in the solar chart is placed in the second house, which is ruled by Taurus, which rules the throat. So words come out of the throat. That's where the expression comes out of. So Pisces has to express what it is that they're thinking. Even if they're speaking into their own phone, they never load it up onto no YouTube, no nothing. They might talk to themselves, whatever. Do it. They have to do this. It's methodical. It's a sense of, it just helps. It builds confidence. It builds confidence so that these thoughts are not just swimming in their head. You know how many Pisces' head is really like the ocean. So that has to get out in some type of way. That's why you see a lot of Pisces in the entertainment industry, and they're rappers and they're musicians and they're singers and stuff like that, because they have to get it out. They're artists because they have to get these thoughts in their head out. If your Pisces is not doing that, he is going to become irritable. She is going to become irritable, and she will flip on you. She might spaz on you. He might spaz on you because he doesn't know how to communicate that part effectively, and because Aries is in the second house. So it may come out brash. I think that's the word, right? It may just come out like, brah, like, yo, bitch, I told you. Just chill the fuck out. And it might shock you, because usually the Pisces is not like that. Usually the Pisces is easy going, easy flowing. And then the next thing you think to yourself, I didn't even know who I was dealing with. This person's a monster, right? And it's just like, no, you just aren't privy to the things that's going on in this secretive individual's mind like that. And for them to open up to you on that level takes a level of trust. And another video. Let me keep it concretely now to what I'm saying right now. So let me give you an example about what I mean, right? So like I can do a song, right? And this is going to be relative to natal placements and stuff like that. But again, you learn thoroughly as a Pisces. Your Pisces will learn thoroughly. So like I can make a song, right? Expressing my vocal cords, second house and ruled by Taurus, but comes from my Aries head in the second house. And Aries rules over audiology as well. So things that people hear, whether it's music, verbiage, whatever, speeches, motivational ones, whatever, that's ruled. The hearing part is ruled by Aries. So here it is. I'll make a song, right? And like in the song, I'll say I want to see some titties in the song. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, like 2 or 3 days later, some girl sends me her titties. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that. However, there's a yearning for it, right? Because this is the second house. The Pisces who expresses this, they really want to feel some titties. Like they really want to suck on some titties. You understand what I'm saying? And pardon me, y'all, this is the best way I could describe this though. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes in the picture, it's like, okay, yeah, they're grateful or whatever the case may be, but it's just like, that's not really what I meant. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a true thought being expressed. However, it's not being manifested, and the second house pretty much rules over manifestation because it's making things tangible. You understand where I'm coming from? So if that thought expressed doesn't become a Pisces reality, it doesn't become tangible in the second house, it's like, what's the point? Why are they doing it, right? And it's just like, oh, this imaginative Pisces, the dreamy Pisces, always saying or thinking about what they want, never getting it. This is for some that are struggling. You know what I'm saying? You master Pisces out there, I know y'all get everything that I'm saying right now. Totally, right? So, but again, this can be something that becomes irritable. Now, again, this is relative to partially my natal placements because I have 5th house Aquarius in the South Node, right? So the whole internet thing with me can be real easy peasy, and I could like do things like that, and it'll come back to me in the internet, and I'm just like, oh, that was dope. I did manifest it, but it's in my computer, you know. Now I've learned, keyword learn, that in person, face to face, these things come to me very simply, very easily. Women just, it happens. You know what I'm saying? It's like magic. It's like I don't. It's like effortlessly that I can do this. You understand? Manifest what it is that I want.